As this country joins the rest of the world in celebrating International Women's Day today, former parliamentarian Rene Baptiste is calling on Vincentian women to get on the political platform. Speaking at yesterday's march to commemorate the day, the former Minister of Culture spoke highly of the achievements of women in various sectors across SVG. Baptiste, however, noted that while women are filling the classrooms, hospitals and law courts, the political platform is almost empty.
I don't know why the women in St. Vincent are afraid of the political platform. You follow, you walk alongside, you support, you do house to house. I know, because when I had my accident, it was the women that pushed me from behind of the hillsides in Romans Hill, in Bobby Gutter, in Great House, up to Monkey Hill, up to Montrose. It was the women. But I want to see you sitting in those seats with the high back chairs in Parliament making the laws. Get there.
Baptiste, who is also the Speaker of the OECS Parliament and President of the local Bar Association, challenges men and boys to work along with women for national development.
Gentlemen, this is a challenge for the next decade. Get on board. We will partner with you. We will push you. We want you to be there with us as we enjoy the change. We want to inspire you to build some fire in your belly, some muscle in your chest, and move forward and take your rightful place alongside us.
And member of the Universal Rastafarian movement here, Empress Modupe Olufumi Jacobs, says she sees the need for all women to empower themselves and in turn empower their offspring.
Women, as we know, make up half the population of the world. And also, women are the poorest, and their children, by extension, the poorest people in the world. So we call on this International Women's Day of 2014, we call for the end of the feminization of poverty. We call for an end of violence against young girls and boys. We call for you to empower your sisters, your mothers, your daughters, and we call for you to continue to strengthen one another.
All is said to be set for the 25th intersessional meeting of the Conference of Heads of Governments of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, to take place here on Monday and Tuesday. Heads of governments of 14 member states and 2 associate members are expected to attend the 2-day summit. According to a release from the CARICOM Secretariat, the opening session of the meeting at the Buckerman Bay Resort will be addressed by CARICOM Chairman and this country's Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, immediate past Chair of the Community, Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisasar, and CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Erwin LaRocque. Major items for discussion at the 2-day meeting include human resource development in the community, information and communication technology for development, economic growth and sustainable development, and climate change. The release states that the heads of governments will receive preliminary reports from a commission on the economy and a transportation commission, as well as the use of marijuana for medicinal purposes and on the issue of reparations and native genocide. The Secretariat says the Council for Finance and Planning, COFAP, met earlier today and had a first look at the report of the Commission on the Economy and forwarded its views to the heads of governments. On Sunday, the Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, the CSME, will discuss the latest developments on its implementation. Rubis West Indies Limited continues to expand its operations here with the purchase and rebranding of the Peruvian Vale service station. A ceremony was held there yesterday to mark the official opening of the site, which is the 5th now being owned by the company in SVG. In preparation for the opening, the station's employees reportedly received extensive customer service and supervisory management training to do their jobs more efficiently. CEO of Rubis West Indies, Mauricio Nicholls, said the acquisition of the service station has expanded the company's network by 25% and that he is particularly pleased with the location, noting that not many service stations enjoy such a privileged location.
This is my first time visiting Peruvian Vale. I had not been here before, so I was not sure what to expect, but what I saw as I came in today certainly exceeded by far all of the expectations that I had. So It's so nice to have Rubis in such privileged and beautiful location in an area of the country where we didn't have any representation before. And it is such a nice addition to our network, and I'm very sure in the hands of Mr. Laborde it will do extremely well into the future, and it's already doing very, very well. So congratulations.
Nicholls highlighted Rubis's continued commitment to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the other countries in the region the company services, particularly the communities from which they operate.
Because their well-being is part of our well-being as well, and if those communities do well, we know we will do well. And we have done extremely well here in the region. Probably you don't remember, but when we took over, the service stations didn't look like this. So we have invested a lot of money in making sure that our service stations are as beautiful as the countries where we operate. And I think we are contributing to the beautiful aspect of the island in a very small way, just by having service stations that look and feel very nice and very clean.
And Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade Camillo Gonsalves says he is happy to see Rubis expanding its network in SVG.
I know that Rubis always places itself strategically near to an airport. They're right across the street from the airport at the E.T. Joshua Airport, and I know that this is the closest service station to the soon-to-be opened Argyle International Airport. So I think they're getting ahead of the game here in placing themselves at an area that is clearly going to be expanding once the airport is opened, and we expect much greater traffic from consumers, from passengers, from people dropping on and off, from taxis and all the rest of it. So I think this is clearly a station that is poised to make significant upward strides in the very near future.
Gonsalves highlighted that over the years, the geographic spread of the automobiles in the country has increased from 7,000 in 2001 to over 30,000 at present, and that the service station is well positioned to take advantage of the business opportunities that will avail themselves. He said while the government has been investing heavily in fuel supplies, it's the private sector who is the major player, and he couldn't be happier with the progress of Rubis since starting its operations in SVG.
Rubis has been a player in the Caribbean, broadly speaking, since about 2005. And then in the Eastern Caribbean, only very recently in 2011. But as Mauricio said, it feels like it's been much longer because their introduction into the community and the society has been so seamless. They have been excellent neighbors. They've beautified. They've spent money on the cooking gas bottles, which is important, particularly the small bottles, because while the big ones usually stay outside somebody's window and they don't look at them, the little ones very often come into your house, and it's important to have attractive bottles and attractive facilities where people come to purchase their gas and their services and whatever other services are available in the service station.
The Peruvian Vale service station is operated and managed by retailers Mr. and Mrs. Martin Laborde of Harmony Investments. St. Vincent and the Grenadines will join the rest of the world in celebrating World Glaucoma Week from tomorrow to the 15th. The theme for this year is Big, Beat Invisible Glaucoma. Glaucoma is a group of eye diseases that cause progressive damage to the optic nerve at the point where it leaves the eye to carry visual information to the brain. If left untreated, most types of glaucoma progress without warning or obvious symptoms to the patient towards gradually worsening visual damage and may lead to blindness. Glaucoma, described as the silent blinding disease, is said to be the second most common cause of blindness worldwide. As part of the activities for the week of celebration, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment will conduct 2 clinics at the Outpatients Department of the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital next week, Monday and Thursday, where visiting ophthalmologist Dr. Bennett Henry will conduct glaucoma testing and treatments. There will also be an open house session on Monday, March 10th at 8 a.m. at the Outpatients Clinic, where Dr. Henry will speak to patients, the media, and visitors about glaucoma and what can be done to take better care of their vision.